Sure. Social critic. The whole debate over the legal right of rock singers to utter violence lyrics misses the point. Legally, there is very little that may be said, that may not be said, but not everything that may legally be said ought to be said. Granted, violence predates the rise and popularity of such music, yet words also have the power to change the way we see and the way we act.
All right, so can you translate that first sentence for us?
Okay. So, um, there's a debate over the legal right of rock singers to, when we say utter, to speak, sing violent lyrics. And they're saying that's not the point that they're trying to make.
Yeah, the debate over the legal right for them to say violent things misses the point. Cool. All right, Sky, can you translate the second sentence?
Legally, there's very little that may not be said. So I take that as after reading that sentence, I was predicting that um that is it was going to start talking about something other than legally. It's saying like legally we cannot say anything, but
Yeah, well, legally, like it's not that we can't say there's legally there's not very many restraints, right, of what can be said.
yeah.
No, excellent. No, I love that because we're up here, we're saying, hey, this debate is of whether we are legally able to misses the point because legally there's like very little of what actually can't be said. Excellent. All right. Lynn, can you do the next sentence?
Sure. But not everything that may be legally said ought to be said.
So
So
this
just because you can say anything doesn't mean you should.
Yeah, and this goes with what Sky said, right? She's like, I feel like it's going to start talking about something other than legally, like, which it does, saying like, okay, just because like by law you're not prohibited doesn't mean you should just go do it. All right, can you do the next sentence, Sky?
Granted, violence
Predates.
predates the rise in popularity of such music.
So,
So
but real quick, granted, yeah, and for the yellow, what part of the argument is this?
would that be the main point?
No, oh well, whenever something says granted, it's not again, it's a special kind of part of the argument. It starts with the C.
Conclusion?
Concession.
Oh,
This is just a great, I just want to point, this is just a great example of a concession. So we're saying, granted, violence did come before popularity of the violent lyrics, right?
Right.
All right, sorry, I just cut you off. You can do the last sentence, Sky.
So yet words also have the power to change the way we see and the way we act. So I took the last sentence as it was more of a mood thing that is saying it could possibly change our mood.
Yeah,
Um,
and the act, yeah. So what could violent lyrics potentially do to us?
it could change the way we see and the way we act.
Yeah, excellent. All right, Lynn, go ahead and tell us why one of the answers is wrong.
violent rock song lyrics do not incite violence. They merely reflect the violence in a society. I did not realize it said do not incite violence. That part. They merely reflect the violence in society. We did not say that it does not incite violence.
Right. Like, yeah, we don't ever say, yeah, it could, right? I mean, it doesn't
Yes.
say that it does or it doesn't. It just says that words do have the power to change the way we act. We don't know if it actually does or does not, but it could also not.
Mhm.
And merely is super strong. It's saying violent rock songs merely just reflect the violence in society. While violence did come before, um, these the popularity of this music, that doesn't mean that that's the only thing to these lyrics, right?
Mhm.
All right, Sky, pick one and tell us why it's wrong.
So I didn't pick E because it says stopping the production of rock music that contains violent lyrics would eliminate much of the violence within society. I don't feel like the stimulus supports that
Right, but don't
claim.
you wish that stopping the production of a kind of music would eliminate much of this
Mhm.
violence in society? Don't you wish it was that easy?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, we're just not gonna have country music because it has too much violence, or we're not gonna have rock music. And this is so strong because it doesn't just say like what, like maybe this wouldn't be right, but it's easier to accept an answer that would say would eliminate some, like a little bit of violence, but this
Mhm.
says much, like, which is so strong. All right, Lynn, go ahead and take a tell us why another answer is wrong.
If rap music that contains violent lyrics is morally wrong, then it should be illegal. We already said that legally there's very little that may be said, that may not be said.
And we don't come back and say like this should be changed.
Right.
Excellent. All right, Sky, what other one is wrong? Good.
I think 12. I picked D as the correct answer
All right, so let's look at B first. The law should be changed so that the government is oh yeah, so why is B wrong?
because it's not saying that the law should be changed.
Yeah, no, excellent. We never say, we just
Mhm.
say like, hey, this is the facts, but the issue isn't that it's not legal or that it's illegal. The issue is this other thing. Excellent. And then why is D correct? Lynn?
If rock music volunteers censor their violent lyrics, this may help to reduce violence in a society. Well, we already said that words have the power to change the way we see and way we act. So it said it may. It's not as strong.
Yeah, excellent. Because it does, because we said violent lyrics here have the way to change the way we see and the way we act. So yeah, maybe if they do censor their own music, it could potentially reduce the violence in society. I love how mild this one is compared to E.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome. Let me go ahead.